This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.
We are back. Another beautiful day in the Waterboyz Show, man. The sun is shining. Everything is good, man. And we are back with another great show. What's up, B?
What up, man? Tired.
Oh, man.
Last night, man.
We're not going to start this.
We had a good time.
We did, man. You tired?
I'm tired for a good reason.
You tired?
Man, I'm kind of like groggy.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got to get you some more stuff to do.
What you mean? We went to the Braves game yesterday, man. Walked around, saw Jermaine Dupri. Got a couple bobblehead dogs. Thank you, Braves. Thank you, Jermaine. Had a good time.
Okay.
It was hot too. I tried to be like, for style. I had on a jumpsuit, but I was hot. I was cooking.
I'm gonna leave that alone because I don't know if any of us thought you wore that for style. Other
I was looking fly there. I mean, you was looking fly too. I ain't gonna lie.
Boy, you better stop. But let me get.
I was, man. I was looking good, man.
Okay.
I was.
Hey, look, man, if you don't believe it, no one else will. You know what I'm saying? It starts with you, my brother. It starts with you.
I'm
but
shining,
look, man.
man.
Let's get into, you always shining, my brother. You always shining, man. But look, let's get into this digital currency. Like we always tell you guys, like, share, subscribe, whether you're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you find us, make sure you like, share, tell a friend to tell 10 more friends. And after that, tell them to tell 10 more. Yes, I know I said more and not more, because that's what I want you to do. Tell 10 more. And then, man, after that, Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, leave us a 5-star rating, a comment, leave us a review. That does help more and more people discover this show. Whether you believe it or not, every time you comment, every time you leave a review, it does help the show get in the algorithm more and help more people find this show where we talk all things Atlanta sports, Atlanta culture, and these blood pressure birds, man. Make sure y'all show us they love. And then after that, scroll on over to 285clothing.com and you can be real stylish like my man B Rich. You know what I'm saying? You can be looking real stylish like my guy.
Come back to me.
Now we not selling that on the site.
I mean, I just man.
We're not selling that on the site. That so just so y'all know, yeah, that's not $285. That's Atlanta Falcons. Y'all can get that.
I still
but
look
$285
stylish,
clothing, you can get some of this Atlanta made. You can get some of the Blood Pressure Birds merch. You can get some of the merch that says "Shut up" or "Move." Either get with what's going on in the city or go ahead and get on up out of here, man. And so I think all house business is out the way, man. I think it's time.
Hey,
to.
Man, we got something special today.
Man, so I wanted to make sure. I mean, well, a lot of our colors of the merchandise that we have is black with the red and black. Represent a couple of the teams that's here in the state who we love and we respect, man.
Yeah, the North Fulton Bulldogs,
and
red and black, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
Bulldog. I'm still a Bulldog for real.
Okay.
And speaking of that, go ahead. Man.
I'm not gonna knock North Fulton, man. I don't have anything negative to say about it. Is it still North Fulton?
It's North Atlanta.
Okay, all right then.
We don't have a school no more.
Okay, so it's not even
it's not red and black either.
It's not even in existence.
It's like silver and black now.
Okay, well look, man, I had to wear something that matched the colors of our guest, man, and one of the teams he played for, the college he played for, where he became a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Legend for real.
In between, you know what I'm saying, the hedges, where he went out and did his thing and really made his mark, man. And we're going to talk all things dogs today. Not only did he make his mark, man, between the hedges, but he made his mark in the NFL as well, made his mark just as a Georgia athlete. And now that his career has moved on from football. Now he's making his mark in media. Now he's making his mark as a philanthropist of all those type of things, really out there doing great things in the community. So we want to bring back friend of the show, our first Hall of Famer, You know what I'm saying? Our first Hall of Famer. You know, we had Ryan Cameron, Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? But he was our first Hall of Famer. Every time we talk, any guest we trying to get, we throw his name out. Because if a Hall of Famer can come sit down with us, well, damn it, you can come sit down with us too. And that's just how I feel, man. So y'all give it up for cornerback extraordinaire, defensive back, shut it down, make plays on both sides of the ball between the hedges, and man, Hall of Famer, NFL Hall of Famer, none other than the great Champ Bailey in the building once again.
Champ in the building.
Gentlemen.
What's up, my guy?
My guy.
Man, it's good to have you back.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Good to be back.
He's still like the same dude that came out of UGA. Still,
come
face.
on, bro.
Still like he could play.
Come on.
Man,
Ooh, that was many years ago, baby.
I think you got like a quarter in you.
You
play
think
one
so?
quarter. I think so.
You know, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
1 quarter. One.
One.
The whole year, though. Not every game.
So you know something? Well, first off, welcome back. Welcome
you.
back,
Yes,
man.
man.
Thank you. Like I said, you were the first Hall of Famer to believe in us. And shout out to Quincy.
Yeah.
I think you had already seen some clips of the show and knew about us, but Quincy reached out to you.
Yeah.
Quincy Carter, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Who may not,
He vouched for you for sure.
Yeah. He vouched for us and told you, hey, man, I need you to go talk to my guys. And you coming on the show was really big. For us, I appreciate it. I want to thank you again because it really did help us. And the one thing that I'm not lost on and that I understand is number one, no one has to pay attention to anything that you're doing. No one has to like your content. No one has to support your content.
Right.
So when people do, I just want to take the time to those people and say thank you because it's not a given or something that they have to wake up and do every single day.
Yeah,
It's something that they're doing out the goodness of their heart and coming and sitting down, whether it's watching it, whether it's being on the show. So thank you, Champ, man. I appreciate that, man.
Well, I appreciate y'all, man. I think what's underrated is the attempt to do this and the consistency. Like, I've seen y'all do this for 2 years now?
Yes.
This is what I've seen.
Yes.
And, you know, it never fails me that y'all putting something out. Like, y'all always putting something out. And I think that consistency is what's hard about doing this. And, you know, I've been approached about doing podcasts myself. I'm like, man, I can't be that consistent.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that's what's really undervalued, but that's why people jump on board. That's why you see the partnerships come. That's why you see the guests improve. Like, the sky's the limit with this. You know,
man.
a place where we can come tell our stories. I mean, it's amazing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. Like me and Trey said, I think the hardest thing for us to do was just to get out and do it.
Yeah.
Just to get. We talked about it like years before.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wish that we would have done it back then because we'd be much more advanced than where we are now. Which I'm not complaining where we are now, but I think, dang, Trey been trying to tell him about this.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2013, 14 is when I first started talking about I want to do a podcast.
Well, when you start doing it, it don't pay the bills, bro.
Nope.
So and we all know time is money. So
I look at it like this, man.
Getting
like,
going is hard, bro.
It's like getting some concrete, busting up the concrete, getting to the dirt, tilling the dirt, fertilizing the dirt, putting the.
Yeah.
I think right now we are just now we've done all that and sprouts are coming out.
Yeah.
And that we've got the roots deep, but the tree is about to start growing.
Yeah.
That's where we are right now.
Without a doubt, man.
I like that analogy, boy.
Without
My
a
man,
doubt.
boy, he over here.
Yeah, he got him now.
Ossifizing. You know what I'm saying?
Got him.
Man,
I'ma steal that one.
Boys in the hood. And then when he said on boys in the hood. Hey, well, look, I want to jump right into something. So I didn't know this the last time, but I heard you say over at shout out to JR, man, JR Sports Media account for the teens. But man, the kids were asking you questions, and you said something that I think is so amazing, man. Which you ended up becoming a Hall of Famer. You said the very first time you were handed the football, you scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Man, Ryan?
Yeah. Now, that was the first time in organized
In life.
ball.
Yeah,
In organized ball. Now, don't get me wrong. When we played around the hood, like, it wasn't happening like that.
Yeah.
Like, my boy set me straight. But when we got on the same team, there was no doubt we were unstoppable as youth. And like, in the country, all we had was sports. Like, that was our outlet.
Let me ask y'all something. Like in the city, we played football in the street. It was in the streets.
Yeah.
And then the sideline, had the sidewalks and the grass.
Right.
And we used to play like sideline hit. Like if you by the sideline and you got the ball, catch it, we
because it's softer over there. Okay, I got you.
Did y'all do that? Did y'all
No, see,
y'all was because y'all had grass?
No, we had dirt roads.
Okay,
So
okay.
we would play on dirt roads, and everything was free game. Like you hitting everybody, and we used to play this game called pick up and run. Now people call it Smitty Queer, throw it up, all that. So it was always nerve wracking because you was never the big. I was small. I was never one of the big kids, but I was one of the fast ones. So it was everybody wanted to get me out there, just try to knock me out. But I didn't give them a chance most of the time. But it was fun. That's what taught me toughness and resiliency. All these things that really matter.
So first time in organized sports, touching the ball, scored a touchdown. Do you remember way back like what it was, what the play was, which way you went?
It was sweep left. Sweep left. It was a number added to it. Probably like 27 sweep or something like that. They tossed me the ball and I was gone. Yeah. Didn't get touched.
Wow. Ran all the way to the Hall of Fame.
That's all I knew was to run away from people. Like, nah, you're not catching me. So, that's when I really knew like I had something. I knew it around the way, but when you get in organized sports, things are a little different, right? You kind of in a controlled environment. But one thing they couldn't control was my speed and my toughness, and I was able to display it right away.
Damn, man. That's awesome.
Hey, so
bro.
Let's talk about the Dogs. I want to talk about Kirby Smart. So you're a teammate of Kirby Smart. We kind of touched on this last time.
Yeah.
Was Kirby Smart a good player? Was he a good football player, man?
Very good player. I mean, he had the interception record for Georgia. I think he might still have it for years. So, of course, he was a really good player.
Was he as vocal like he is now?
Yeah.
He was. Tell us some stories about
that. The funny thing is, he was just always the smart guy. Like, he's the guy that knew how to get us lined up. And that's usually what a safety is by nature. But for me, I like even like trying to predict him being a coach, I didn't think about it at the time, but he is a coach's kid. So he's always had that in his blood, to be a leader and a teacher. So what he's doing now shouldn't surprise anybody because he was doing that with us. He always knew how to get us lined up. He's the one yelling at everybody in practice in the meeting rooms. And
he was yelling at people in practice.
Well, it wasn't.
I mean, just like kind of like
not the way he does now.
Yeah.
Now he talk crazy to these boys now. but sometimes I think they understand where he's coming from. And that's why he gets that respect because he went out there and did it at a high level and got a chance to go to the league and try to display it there. Didn't work out, but I think his calling was always coaching. Yeah, but one of the best, man. One of the best teammates I've had.
Do you think that Kirby is starting to feel some pressure to win it again? He already has two. I think he's already cemented as one of the better coaches to ever coach. Certainly cemented as one of the top one or two coaches in college football right now. But as time goes on, when that Janet who said, "What have you done for me lately?"
Yeah.
So a lot of people look at it that way. Do you think that pressure is starting to mount on Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldog organization for him to get back to the promised land?
I don't think that pressure is any different from 2 years ago. Maybe like immediately after those couple championships. I think as a winner, you always got pressure on yourself. So I don't think it's any different. I think from the outside looking in, we all say, well, yeah, it's time to get back there. But I always said this, even before that, if we're in the tournament, that's all I can ask for. Like, give us a chance to win these championships. After a 40-year gap, that worked. Getting us in the tournament with a chance to win. And, losing to Bama in the championship some years back, those lessons actually propel you to get back here and get another chance to do it. So they'll be back in the running again. They'll be top of the SEC in some way, some form of fashion. They always got elite talent. They always got an elite recruiting class. So I expect them to always be in the mix. But I'm with you. Like, people do want to see you win now. It's not about what you've done before. It's like, what can you do now? Now it's, 4 or 5 years since we've had a championship? Mm-hmm. Let's get back to it. But, that's as a fan. But I know as somebody that walked that walk and understand how hard it is, man, just give us a chance to win in the tournament because nobody saw Indiana winning. I bet nobody picked Indiana to win.
Not at the beginning of the year.
So now, the playing field's a little bit more level. Everybody can pay these players now. Not the way they should, but they can pay them. So it's kind of balancing out a lot. That's why you see the Big Ten kind of making their noise because they got some money up there.
Oh, they talking too.
They got some money. So they're able to keep up. And the SEC is not as dominant as they once were. You see the Big 12 trying to make strides. So, it's an interesting landscape in college football, especially. But college sports in general, man, they need an overhaul. And, with that comes some confusion and then some guys popping up like Indiana from time to time. But, again, Georgia, we're in a good spot. Like, we know that we're one of the top teams. Now it's time to go out there and do it and be more consistent with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you was at Georgia, what was your team's highest ranking? Do you remember?
We might have cracked the top 10 once. I don't know.
Who's the coach?
Jim Donnan was my freshman year. Jim Donnan came in. That was his first year. So I had him my only 3 years, and his first 3 years. And after that, it was Rick. So, Donnan, we had good players. We just didn't have good teams, like as a whole. He won every bowl game, but he never could get to the big game. And, it's unfortunate, but, that's where we were at that time.
Gotcha.
Man, so I know what I want to. It's so much that I want to ask about the Dogs, but I want to go ahead and go here because this is a lightning rod for conversations for Georgia Bulldogs fans. Mm-hmm. Does Mike Bobo get a lot of unfair criticism, or is it fair?
Considering the talent that we have, I think the criticism is warranted to some degree, but because we expect to be a little more explosive. When you look around the country, the Ohio States of the world and all these other schools, they're putting up big numbers. Their receivers got 1,000 yards here and there. Like, we have that kind of talent. So why don't we do it? Well, what I love about what we do, we play to win games. We rely on defense, heavy run game. So I like our formula, but I think people want to see more explosiveness in our offense. I like Bobo. I personally like him. He's a former teammate, so I might be a little biased. But what he's done is really keep the main thing. We are a running football team. We will take some shots, get the ball to our athletes from time to time. But ultimately, man, we win on defense.
Yeah.
So trying to keep the team in a position where you got a chance to win, it's hard as hell to do and take shots and take all these chances like what people want to see. If I'm him, I wouldn't worry about any of the noise. Just keep going out there and putting up numbers because their offense is still putting up big numbers. It's just coming in the way people don't like to see it.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm sure Mike Bobo ain't paying attention to this, but if he needs to know, and when I say this, I'm about to say what I'm talking about. If he needs to know it, if he has a supporter, every single Saturday, boy, Quincy is going in on Facebook on every last person who doubts Mike Bobo. I'm sorry, all you got to do on a Saturday when the Dogs play, you just go on Facebook. Boy, Quincy is going in on any and everybody who has something negative to say about Mike Bobo, giving a class and teaching people what Bobo is doing. Like he'll break it down on, man, look, he's doing this because of this and that, and this and that. Y'all don't understand what y'all looking at. Like he really be going in in support of Mike Bobo because, like I said, he's a lightning rod for conversation and criticism. I've been critical of his in the past. I think a lot of fans have, man. So hopefully he can get this offense where it needs to go.
Yeah, a lot of the criticism too comes from sometimes the offense looks predictable, and to me, they're right on some level. Yeah, it does, but again, people have to stop it. And so when somebody makes one or two stops, everybody loses their mind. Like, oh, I saw that coming. Like, okay, yeah, but can you stop it over and over again?
Yeah.
And most teams can't, and that's why they've been successful. I'm all about feed the hogs behind the quarterback, and if that don't work, take your shots here and there. But get the ball to the athletes, and I think he's done a pretty good job of doing that.
All right, talking about coaching, man. You're a Hall of Famer. Why a lot of Hall of Fame athletes aren't head coaches? Because, you guys were the best on the field. You guys did it to a high level. Deion Sanders, he's coaching. Have you ever thought about coaching? Magic Johnson was a Hall of Famer, and he quit. Isaiah Thomas quit. Like Larry Bird was the only one that kind of did it for a minute. Why don't Hall of Fame players? Why don't they want to coach?
It's hard, man. Coaching is a lifestyle for one. So I'm always tipping my hat to anybody spending hours and hours of time preparing to go coach and then actually being in front of these kids on a consistent basis. That is extremely hard. Because one thing you realize is you can't do anything physically to help your team win. All you can do is show up, teach, and hope they go take those teachings, apply it on the field, and do it to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
You know how frustrating it is for somebody who did it at the highest level and succeeded to come back and try to teach somebody the basics of the game. It's really hard, takes a lot of patience. So I'm always tipping my hat to those guys. You know, I'm a part-time coach on my son's high school football team. I don't want to do anything those coaches are doing every day. The preparation, and then coming out, they got to go teach. Then they got to come out on the field and deal with these kids in that environment. It's a lot. So I'm like, man, what y'all do, I just want to be able to support it because there's not a lot of people can handle this type of job, dealing with young men over and over again that just need guidance and teaching and love and all these other things they need. So it's demanding. And again, if you've done it at a high level, it's so frustrating because I train kids and the questions they ask me, I have no answers sometimes. And I'm like, look, the best teacher is experience. Like, I can tell you little things here and there, how to work, you know, how to take care of your body, things that work for me, but you have to go out here and experience it a little bit so you can make the adjustments that best fits you and your path. Everybody's path is different. So it's very hard for me to tell them what I did. Like, for example, kids always ask me, you used to play off, man, I saw you in that little cock position. I'm like, yeah, but I'll never teach you that because I know how it worked for me. I don't know if you're ready for that. And everybody wants to learn what I learned 6-7 years in the league. No, like you're in high school. Yeah. Learn the basics. Just try to go win the battles that's in front of you and stop trying to do everything I did because that's not what it takes at this level. So trying to get them to dumb the game down a little bit is extremely hard because there's so much information out there. And a lot of times these kids get bad information. They hook onto the wrong things. And then all of a sudden they go down this path of bad habits. And now when they get to me, it's like now you're trying to change those habits. So it's hard, man. It's challenging. And I don't want any parts of it.
I think a lot of players that have the God-given talent that you guys have, you're seeing, like, let's say you have a cornerback that you're coaching and he just gets burnt. You can't teach 4-1.
Yeah, a lot of it's got to be natural to start out. Right? So you're right.
I see Dion sometimes like, dang, can you just do it? I remember I was at Atlanta Metropolitan College. We was playing basketball, and I could touch the rim, but I couldn't dunk because my arms was too short, and I didn't have the hops like that. Yeah. And I remember we was trying to dunk a tennis ball, and this dude said, "Man, just get up!" Oh. He lifted his hand.
You can't just get up,
I'm just
bro.
Like, to him, he could do it, but I couldn't. Yeah. So it's frustrating knowing that you can do something and getting somebody else to do what you want to do. So I get it.
Yeah. And you can't teach everybody the same. Yeah. Like, you got to really understand your players, understand the talent you're dealing with, and then know their limitations, know what they're really good at, and then try to lean on that. It's hard to make somebody do things a certain way. That's why I'm always trying to understand the player before I try to tell them every little thing I could tell them to make them better. You know, this ain't about me getting better. It's about them getting better.
So, look, we're going to go back to the Dogs in a second. But since you brought up your son, I mean, how is it now going from being an athlete yourself to now your son is taking that athletic journey, same you are. I've seen videos where he was getting trained. It looked like in the backyard, different things like that. What grade is your son now?
He's going to be a junior.
A junior. How is that? Who's looking at him? If there's any team you want to reveal, just how is that as a father now with all that same wealth of information? And how is that having a child? You want to make sure they know everything, but I'm sure the same where you take with other kids, you have to try to pull yourself back as a dad son, or maybe you don't. Like, tell me how that journey is.
Wow, first of all, he's driving the bus. Like he drives himself to his workouts. He's really taking charge of his journey. I'm really there to make sure I just help guide the ship a little bit, right? And make sure he has the resources he needs, the information he needs. I see so many dads or parents try to teach their kids and the kids stop listening. I don't want that to be the case. Mm-hmm. And up to this point, he still listens. He still comes to me for advice. I still teach him every day with the rest of these kids I'm training. So he ignited this whole training thing because he wanted to do it. I probably wouldn't be teaching anybody anything if he didn't want to do it. So I felt like, okay, he wants to be great. He wants his team to be great. Well, I can help with both of those. So that's what I'm doing. Now, he has about 10 offers right now. So for him, going to the next level is what it's about. So he's obviously picking my brain, obviously watching tape, watching himself, training his ass off. But again, that's all from him. It's self-motivated. It's not about me. And I try not to make anything about me. I did what I had to do for my career. Now it's his path. His journey is going to be different, just like every other athlete. He has some friends here and there, some on the team, some that don't play with him. He's played 7-on-7 with. So his group that he gravitates to are all very self-driven, highly motivated kids. And that, to me, is more important than anything I can give. Because peer pressure is everything. And when you surround yourself with all this talent and all these kids that are as motivated or more motivated than you are, success is inevitable. So that's that. I try not to make it more about football than really like how he approaches what he approaches
it. Because that's gonna spill over into everything he wants to do.
Dude, we all gonna hang him up.
Yeah.
We all gonna hang him up. He might hang him up after high school. He might hang him up after a 20-year career in the league. I don't know. But I know whatever's coming, he's going to be ready for it. So that's really what ultimately matters in the end is he's going to be prepared whatever life throws at him. So even from a business sense, he understands there's more to the game than just going and play. Like there's, the money side of it. And fortunate enough for these kids now, they're getting paid right when they step onto these D1 college campuses. So now that they understand that they're valuable in that way, the thinking is a little different in how they approach it. And I love to see it.
Yeah, man, I love that.
Yeah, I want to ask you something about the NFL right quick. We gonna jump around. Atlanta Falcons, Michael Vick. Were you able to ever play against Michael Vick?
I did once.
Can you tell us that story and how was it?
Oh, he dominated. So it's funny. Like he played his best games when it was cold and out of the dome. For some reason, I remember. I think Peerless Price is on the team. My boy Brian Finneran was on the team.
This is Denver?
This is in Denver. I was in Denver at the time.
Mike Shanahan was the coach, right?
Yeah. Shanahan was the coach.
I remember that game.
And I remember that game because I was a little pissed that week because I was supposed to match up on Peerless and they didn't do it. They thought they could figure it out another way, but that came back to bite us.
Trey got an issue with Peerless. We'll tell you that story after.
Well, he's my guy, so don't go too crazy on him. But yeah, back then, I think he rushed for 100-something, threw for 2-something. You might have to pull that up, the stat line, and see what he really did there. Yeah. But yeah, he came up there and dominated. And it was cold that day. And I remember I had to hit him in open field, and I got him good because he tried to jump over me, and I flipped him. And Vic was a beast. I'm just glad I didn't have to deal with him twice a year like the Bucks did, like the Panthers did, because he was a problem, and he's a one-of-a-kind athlete. I don't know if we'll ever see that again, he was.
We was talking to B-Mac, and B-Mac was telling a story about, like, one of the play he took off. Like, you have a story when he took off? Like, you just said he flipped. Well, you like, damn, I missed him or like whatever.
I didn't miss him, but I saw him make a lot of people miss. The dude was unique. He was special. He was ahead of his time. I mean, even today, I think the mobile quarterback is more valued. I mean, back then they didn't really value it that way. Like they didn't put him on the pedestal he should have been on, you know. But Vick was one of a kind.
So we have a debate, man, like amongst each other, and we talk about Lamar and Vick, and I say like Vick kind of like was the innovator, was the starter of this, so he didn't have the opportunities and the plays that were made for him like a Lamar or whatever. And I say Vick is a better quarterback than Lamar, but a lot of people rip me on that. But to that understanding, like Vick kind of revolutionized the game for Lamar, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so, how do you feel about that? Who do you think is I'm not putting you on the spot. Who do you think is the better quarterback, Lamar or Vick?
Well, I look at it like this. I feel like guys are more prepared than we were back then. They have more information. They're taught differently. The offenses are more nuanced. I mean, Vick came through a time when that wasn't really valued the way it should have been. Now everybody thinks their quarterback got to run. So I do think he set the tone for that. Now, Lamar has been very productive. His skill set is ridiculous. Like the dude could pass. He could stand back there and be a pocket passer. So for me, I think Lamar is better. But I will also say that there's cornerbacks today that could probably play in our era and would be better than a lot of us that played in that era. Why? Information's different. Body types are different. The bigger corner is valued more than it was back then. You know, everybody was smaller, quick guys. But you play when you play. You play when your time is there. So it's hard to compare. It's like comparing LeBron and Jordan. Like it's Kobe and LeBron. Like it's hard to compare these guys because they play in different eras, different rules, different mindsets, different offenses. So it's hard. So both of them are great in their own ways. They're very similar. Yeah, they're both black quarterbacks, both mobile, both can sling it with the best of them. But nobody can run like these two dudes. Like they're just unique in their time, and it's hard to compare them, man. It's two different eras.
I just wanted to get your opinion on that. I like that.
Yeah, just so you know, he didn't get the answer he was looking for.
No, I know. I know what he was looking for. I know what he was looking for.
He didn't get the answer he was fishing.
But I understand why you feel that way. I get it.
Hey, Trey, tell your story about Peerless Price, man.
I don't have a story about Peerless Price. But you know, he got upset with something that I said on the show, and he let it be known online. Okay. And you know, hey, he has his right to defend himself.
You're a fan, right?
Yeah.
And we all got opinions as fans. Like, I get it.
So you know, he defended himself, and I'm not even mad because, like I said, he did something that I'll never do. He won a national championship. He played at Tennessee, played in the pros. I'll never do any of those three things. So I give him his respect for that. I just was saying that we use the term catfish. I think that's why he got mad. We were saying what athletes catfish organizations. And I say he catfished the Falcons as a number one wide receiver, but he was a number two. And I don't think it's any shame in being that, but I can see how that was taken as disrespect. Yeah. So it is what it is.
One thing I try not to do is comment on anything negative because I see the negativity. People say stuff negative about me, and I just, I feel good. I go look at my gold jacket, and I go back to doing what I was doing because that's not what I need.
Did you apologize?
Nah,
I don't think that was an apology. I said I understood.
Yeah, of course.
Why
he should get upset.
Yeah,
like he's prideful.
I know you couldn't hear him. He asked.
I get it, but I would never let you know I was mad, or I would never let you know I heard that.
Yeah, well, you know what I did? I did say, hey man, we would love for you to come on the show. I don't know if maybe he thought that's like. Some people probably think I'm not gonna give you an opportunity to shine off of me, you know. But I really was like, let's have a conversation because I want to let these athletes know.
Get Peerless on the
like I really be wanting these athletes to know. Like I really don't have any disrespect towards any of these athletes because they did something that I personally never were able to accomplish. So I have the utmost respect when it comes to what they were able to go out and do and do on the field. But I do have my opinion on the way things.
You're not gonna like everybody, and everybody not gonna like you.
There it is.
You know, you gotta have your opinions. That's why the show is good. You got opinions. I want to hear them.
Hey, check this out, man. It just hit me, man. Like, this is crazy. You have your Mount Rushmores, and you have your Hall of Famers. On this Mount Rushmore that I'm thinking about, 3 of y'all are on there, and you played on the same team with them. Dale Green, Deion Sanders, and Champ Bailey played on the same exact team. I know we talked about this before, but I want to hear some more stories about that. Did y'all ever race?
No.
Did you ever want to race?
They didn't want no parts of that. not at that point in my career. No. I was young, springy. No.
Did they like?
No. They didn't.
You know, like we see some of the dream team and Jordan and Bird and Magic going at each other, and Jordan was like, "Hey man, y'all don't want none of this." Was it like that with y'all?
No, I was the obvious young pup. Right? These dudes are. They already.
They knew you was good. Right?
They already first ballot Hall of Famers. Yeah. I made my first Pro Bowl with both of them on my team. Wow. And it was because of what they poured into me. It had nothing to do with. If they weren't on my team, I don't know if I make the Pro Bowl that year because I learned so much in real time. But it was also competitive in practice, you know, just battling. You know, okay, he beat Deion on this route. He ain't beating me. You know, so just trying to one-up each other. And it was just a lot of those internal battles that we had that really pushed each other.
Hands are good, but feet are better.
Yeah. That's my guy, D. Green.
I remember that.
I got a shirt with that on it. I almost wore it today.
Yeah, I remember.
But yeah, that's my guy, man. And you know, just those little nuggets he taught me my rookie year, spilling into my second year. Then Deion comes in the building. Look, man, I was dreaming at that time.
I was dreaming. Man. So you talk about Kirby was boisterous. Was like Deion or Darryl Green, were they boisterous or were they kind of like led by example?
No, they led by example. I mean, they were they voiced their opinions in the locker room, on the field. You know, within our groups, you know, they were more dialed in on what it took for them to win their battles. But when it came to teaching the young guys, oh yeah, they were all for it. They had so much to pour into us, and I soaked it all up. I mean, like I say, man, I was dreaming. So every time I'm in the locker room or in a meeting with them, I'm looking at them. You know, when the coach is coaching, I'm getting validation from them. So I was in a perfect spot because I actually had a really good position coach that year. And these two dudes are set in their ways. So I had to sort of battle between listening to the coach and them. But what the coach was teaching, they kind of, you know, vouched for it in real time just because they didn't push back on it. You know, there were some things we had to kind of iron out here and there, but when it boiled down to it, man, I had all the best information at one time in 1 year, and that really propelled my career.
Man, well, they say, you know, where you get drafted and what your situation is plays a huge role in what you're able to go out and come, especially early in whatever pro sport you play in, whatever league you're in, plays a huge role in that.
Mentorship, you know, just that guidance when you're young, it matters. I mean, I took a lot of those nuggets and fueled the rest of my career with it. And I tell people that all the time. That's why I'm so giving. In the back part of my career, I was so giving, just trying to give everything I can because that's what happened to me. And I wanted to be able to reciprocate that, you know, in real time, the later years of my career. And fortunate enough, I was able to do it, playing 15 years. So, again, man, the game is giving me a lot. So, I mean, I'm just trying to give it back.
So look, let's get back to these dogs.
Uh-oh.
Gunner Stockton.
Yeah.
We saw him do it against Tennessee, but I still think there's some doubts out there about Gunner Stockton. If he has to put a game on his shoulders and get it done for the dogs, can Gunner Stockton
do it?
I think he
get
can.
It done for the dogs?
I really believe he can. He showed it last year,
Showed it a couple times.
A lot of slow starts, and then when it became crunch time, he just made plays. The Auburn game, don't forget that one. I mean, the dude is he's
the
a fighter.
Game he came through,
and I had my doubts because why do we doubt him before last year? Because he hadn't done it.
Yeah,
he hadn't done anything.
Seen it.
So what you did in high school was irrelevant. When he got to Georgia, I thought he was a great player, but he stayed on the sideline for a couple years, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's something that he's not doing well that I don't see that he's showing in practice, but. The moment he stepped on the field, he just gained my confidence even more throughout the season. But again, now a season under his belt, I'm looking forward to bigger and better things from him this year. So that progression, I mean, it should be tremendous because that confidence and that experience, like I said, is so undervalued. There's nothing that replaces experience. And he got it now. Now it's time to turn it up another notch.
He all the doubts I had on him, that Tennessee game erased all of it, man.
Yeah.
Like, he made some clutch fourth down throws, everything, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
touchdown throws.
And you want him to have the confidence to make the throw, to make the play. Rather, those boys caught those balls I mean, you got to think 2 back-to-back plays where you got to have it. You got to get the ball in the end zone, and they did it.
He did it against Ole Miss
with his arm. Not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's, dog. So to me, on some level, that convinced me he's ready for it.
Yeah, he ready this year.
But now it's just the consistency of it.
I think this year, you know, if all goes well and the play, he has a chance to be in the Heisman running.
Yeah.
Like, be a top candidate.
I agree.
One question I want to ask you is when the Dogs won their 2 championship as a former player, does it feel are you happy like you won it, or do you feel like, damn, I wish I would have got a chance to do it?
No, I'm happy like I won it. Dude, when you're a part of something, I'm a Bulldog. I've been a Bulldog since I was a kid. And then you go and you play there. When you leave, I'm the biggest fan. The players that actually strapped them up and went out there, my experience was great at Georgia, so I have no reason to frown upon Bulldog Nation as a whole.
Does it feel like you won it too?
Absolutely.
So that's why you look at.
Are you kidding me?
Nah,
we all national champions. What are you talking about? I didn't have to be out there to be part of that. Like, I know so many people in that building on that team, especially in the front office, that it's
Kirby was your teammate.
Yeah. And Jonas is on the team, on the staff. I mean, it's a lot of guys that I'm connected to. Bobo, I mean, all these guys I played ball with, I'm a part of that, and I'm a Bulldog. So
You know what? When my daughter won when they won the Woodward Academy won the state championship, I ordered me a ring too.
Damn right. But who got her to practice? Who did all these little things? Like, you're a part of that. So, and you cheered for them. You showed up to the games. Like, all that stuff matters to me. Like, so I think all the fans should have something to take home with them. There you go, right? Like, look at that.
I feel like this our ring too, man. This when the Braves won. I feel like this our ring too, man.
No, we all part of it, man. They can't do that without us. So we got to understand, as a fan, we're important to this.
So UGA defense, we were young. Team as a whole, we were young. We were kind of young last year.
Yeah.
Coming back in this year, one of the knocks, if there was a knock on the defense, is there wasn't that guy that had stepped up yet to replace a Jalen Walker or one of those guys. What are you looking for out of this Georgia Bulldog defense this year with them being a little older? And have you heard any names that we should be looking out for, the fans should be looking out for, as could potentially be that guy?
Well, I look at our secondary because I played in the secondary. So I'm looking at the guys like KJ Bolden to even be better. Ellis Robinson, now he's got a year under his belt of playing. He knows what is expected of him. I expect them to dominate now, right? But I do believe all the games that we win on defense are done in the front seven. And no matter what the secondary looks like, if you don't have like elite talent in the front seven, you're going to struggle in this league. The SEC is hard. It's hard to win games if you're not dominating up front. So I'm looking for guys to step up. I mean, you had a big freshman play last year. They played, Elijah Griffin played a lot. I expect him to be even better and dominate now. Raylan Wilson, all these guys that we're waiting to turn that corner and step up, I expect. Now, there was one guy, C.J. Allen, I was high on him even the year before last.
Yeah.
I was really high on him. You watch his tape, dominating. But it was really just him consistently dominating. Yeah. And in the front seven. So I want to see guys consistently dominate like the Jalen Carters did, Jordan Davis and those guys did up front. That's why we won championships.
100%.
It is not, I don't care what we do on offense. If we don't dominate in the trenches, we don't stand a chance to win anything. So we got to dominate up front.
Well, I say all the time, and those names you brought up, I say all the time that as great as it was to win those 2 championships, and I know the expectation people have for Kirby to get it done every year, those were like all-time teams.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what anybody says.
Team, like
that defense was just straight up bananas. You don't get a collection of players like that on a consistent basis. No one does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Speak to that, to just how special that particular team is, and how we can, moving forward from that, how we can get it done with not having that type of stocked talent
Well, defense wins championships, and when you build a defense like that, I mean, you don't really know it's coming together like that. You recruit guys, and they're, highly sought after, and you hope they come in and fit into your system and propel you to those wins. But, dude, you look at what these dudes are doing in the league, and it was no fluke that these dudes were super talented.
Yeah.
All of them have got drafted high, signed great deals, and they were all on one team. So it further confirms that we had some of the best talent in college football on that defense, just on defense. If we don't get back to that, then it's just harder to win championships. It don't mean you can't. But it's almost impossible to construct that again, especially with the nature of college football right now, where everybody having their wallets open to be able to pay these guys. And now, the allure of Georgia, we won championships recently, back-to-back, by the way. That's going to continue to decrease that impression on these kids. So it's now, what are you going to sell to them? Yeah, let's go win another one. It helps. But again, money talks. So we obviously know that that's going to play a role in where these kids go to school. So getting the top talent is even harder than it was last year. So imagine, that culture of Georgia and what Kirby was building back then, it meant a lot to go to the league. Now it means a lot. Oh, what you going to pay me now? I know I'm getting to the league at some point, but I ain't there yet. Yeah. So the kids really want to know, what are they going to get now? So when those are in the conversation, what really matters, the culture of your program, it takes a back seat to that to some degree. So it's unfortunate because I think every kid wants to be on a winning team, winning program. You want to have a chance to go play, but also play at a high level, play in the big games, and then go to the league. Georgia's still a great place for that, but now other teams and other programs have the opportunity to grab that talent as well.
Well, I don't like with the new transfer portal and the NIL. I don't like when a kid comes in as a big recruit and he has competition and he loses his starting job and he transfers. Like, I don't like that. I think I think something needs.
Why do you think it's like that though?
Because it's other teams saying, "Hey man, you come here and start," or they don't have the heart to compete and to go through. I think that's a growing process.
Okay,
you should be a man.
Okay, so see, this is the problem I have with that statement. Is you expecting the kid to make a grown up decision? Like, you're expecting these guys to be in these high pressure situations, things don't go their way, and then we look at them like they're the problem. That's why college sports have to have some legitimate structure around it. Because if we don't have structure, we don't have the behaviors from the kids that we ultimately know what's right. We know what's right. We're grown-ups.
Yeah.
We know they shouldn't be jumping around.
Yeah.
Well, put structure around it. Well, if you put too much structure around it, then you got to really compensate them. Now you got to be transparent about what you're making in these media deals. They might have to be employees. Like, there's certain levels of structure that they don't want to happen, because now who's making the most money in college sports? Like, who's making the money?
Coach
is making all the money. They're making all the money. So if they make too much noise, that money's going to go to the players. Like, they're obviously trying to compensate them in ways that just don't make sense. I think every guy that shows up on campus should get paid something. Now, what that is, they're negotiating that before they even show up. Like, why are they doing that? Because they don't have structure around it. Now, when kids get there, they don't play like they thought they would. They making 6-7 figures. Oh yeah, of course South Carolina wants him, so they're gonna poach him, and they're gonna go over there because they're gonna play and they're gonna get paid more. So you expect him to not take it and not entertain it? Like, it's a better situation in his eyes. But we all know, like, that's not the way you want a kid to move. Like, you want them to go through adversity. You want them to have some kind of setbacks and things not go their way, because we know that perseverance builds that character that we looking for.
Thanks.
But here we are. We sit here and point at the kid like, oh, stop transferring, running away from competition. It's not his fault. It's our fault. We're the adults. Like, it's everybody else's fault that's around the game. Because we understand, like, these kids are obviously going to run away from a bad situation. Well, don't make it bad for them. Make the playing field level for every kid. You can compensate them in a better way Now, NIL, that shouldn't even matter. Nobody talks about NIL in pro sports. Nobody says anything about it. But they all making money off their name. Well, most of them, right?
That they are.
Why are they doing it in college? Well, in the NFL, you're an employee. In college, you're not. You're a subcontractor. Like, everything is, you're not an employee of them, so they don't have to give you all these different things, all these benefits, all these things that really matter in the long run. So until that happens, yeah, we're going to get the transfers. We're going to get the Lane Kiffins jump from one school to the next. Nobody's screaming about that.
Man, I
what
thought
I mean?
that was crazy.
Yeah, we all thought it was crazy,
Yeah.
but who's going to do anything about it?
No one.
Yeah, but we talk about this 18, 19-year-old that wants to go to a better situation. Now we look at him like he's supposed to making a grown-up decision. This dude is a teenager. You expecting him to make grown-up decisions when he's not even experienced any of that. He don't know what's best for him. So we got to make sure that we put them in a position, in an environment that we know is going to build a good man, period.
The only thing I would say, the only part of that I would say that I have a problem with, not with anything you said, is as far as the transfer is when it's done 2, 3, 4 times in a 2-year time period. That's when I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
again, we're
moved to
expecting
3.
a young individual to make those.
Yeah, I know they're not.
Right?
I'm with you.
Yeah,
but because they have parents and people who should be helping them and say, look, we can't bounce around the 3 and 4 different.
Because these are advisors that aren't vetted. They don't have experience in this game. Why are they the ones advising? They don't know. They chasing the bag too. Most of them, So we can't expect people that come from these different environments to get in a system and expect them to just know what's right for them. They don't understand. They just want to play ball, play at a high level, and get a chance to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Whatever that next level is, it could be a great job or a great career in the NFL or whatever it is.
Or it could be this check I'm getting right now. It's more money than I've seen.
Exactly. It's more, but don't blow it and don't blow your opportunities
100%.
trying to chase this bag right now.
Yeah.
Like, really develop yourself. This is a development stage in life. And we're not treating it like that. Like, we have opportunity to do that, but we're not. Nobody wants that real structure like that.
I appreciate your insight on that.
Hey, I want to talk about the Falcons, man. I'm on board now. I'm all in, but I got a question.
You've been all in.
Of course, I'm all in.
He talking about this new coaching
okay,
staff.
okay.
So
That's really what he's talking about.
Kevin Stefanski, right? He came from. I'm on board now. They sold me. I'm buying into it.
Until
they
they
better
lose
make
a
something
game.
happen. They better make something happen.
You have no choice.
All right, so Kevin Stefanski went a couple years in a row, having terrible records. Not had a terrible record last year. How does someone like that be a front runner to be an NFL coach? I mean, it wasn't just the Falcons. There's a lot of people that want to hire him, and I don't understand. It's your resume is your resume. I wanted the guy from Seattle, the offensive coordinator, Kubiak. And in your opinion,
Where did he end up?
he's at Las Vegas.
He in the Raiders,
That's
right?
That's right.
And so now he's here at the Falcons. Matt Ryan, which I like Matt Ryan, and I want to ask you something about him later. But how does that happen?
How does any opportunity or door open? How does that relationship? Everything is all about relationships. So, to me, one thing that's evident is Cleveland is a bad organization. They're not good. So, most people that come out of that are going to come out of a losing situation. That don't mean they're a loser. You know what I mean? Like, you're in a culture that's lost for decades. It's almost impossible to turn that around. So, for me, I don't look at the time in Cleveland I don't hold that against him too much.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. Your record's your record. He has to be responsible for some of that. But again, that door opens because of some previous relationship. It wasn't like they interviewed him and he blew, he just killed the interview. I don't see that. There was already some relationship there that I'm not aware of. I'm not really in tune with what really happened there and why he got hired. I just know that you don't get these jobs unless you're connected to somewhere. A job like that, especially coming from a place like Cleveland. Usually a guy like him, he goes be a coordinator. Now he's back in the head coach running again. But he made the lateral move to come here. I mean, we ain't won shit here either. So So it's not like I do believe the talent's better. I think the culture's better here. Nothing's worse than Cleveland. From a player and coach standpoint, nobody wants to necessarily go there and try to succeed because they haven't shown that they garner success. I'm happy to see where they're going. If Matt Ryan feels good about it, I'm with you. I'm going to follow his lead because I know the type of person he is and competitor he is. And every time these players get in positions where they kind of control personnel to some degree, you've seen John Elway do it. You've seen other guys do it. Ozzie Newsome up in Baltimore. Seen Dan Marino kind of help in Miami on some level. So success should come behind this. We can only go up, right?
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
We can only go up.
I had a chance to talk to Michael Penix's mom a couple days ago, and I asked her. I said, "What was going on with Zach Robinson, and what was going on? Like, how does he feel?" And he's like, "If you listen closely, you would always hear Penix say, 'I'm doing what they tell me to do.'"
Oh, okay.
And she said, when you saw Kirk come in, he went on the center. So, like, that was something, like, we all were like, why is this? Like, he said, I'm doing what I'm told to be doing. Okay. And then she also expanded and said he likes this offense much better than he did the other offense.
Really?
So Penix is in a place. He says he's in a good spot. He's happy. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
There's always some level of optimism when you go into a season. You really won't know how that's going to play out till they get through preseason, first couple weeks, and then you'll really know how he feels, right? But again, he gotta play.
Yeah, so, he gotta play.
Yeah.
So the question I want to ask you about Matt Ryan: did you get a chance to play against him? Obviously.
Once, I think.
How'd that game go?
They beat us here. I think it was Monday night. No, I didn't get him. He didn't get me either. But no, I think they had Julio and Roddy on the team at the time.
That was like 2012 Monday night game.
Yeah. You remember it? Yeah, it was here.
We were coming back from overseas. I had my wife take the game, and I didn't watch anything football until I got home. I closed off so I could watch it recorded.
Yeah, they had a squad that year.
Did you cover Julio?
No, I had Roddy most of the day. Julio was still young. He was like in his second year.
Yeah.
No, he was still Julio, but we didn't give him that because Roddy was still doing his thing.
Roddy was still Roddy.
So with Roddy, right? He was a wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked somebody hand-to-hand combat. Like, how is it for a defensive back? Y'all have to be good on your hand-to-hand combat when y'all are covering receivers, or like how was it with him being an ex-wrestler? Was it tough covering him?
Not, the hands don't matter as much as the feet. So I never worried about people's hands. I just worried about them grabbing more than anything. Because, like you play a guy like Brandon Marshall, big receiver. He was really good at allowing you to get to him and then he'd grab you. And Roddy wasn't like that. Roddy was very savvy, quicker than you think. He doesn't go full speed all the time. So he's always stop and go, pausing, and, it's very deceptive. So his route running was just legit. And that's what made him tough. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the strongest I played, but he was strong. He was just very savvy. And I only played him, I think, that one game, if I'm not mistaken. But he was nice. He caught a little quick fade on me. I mean, he got look, man.
That's
he had our
respect.
respect.
That. That's funny.
Because I was still matching up at that point in my career on some level. If it was an obvious number one, and we knew we had to worry about him as much as we had to worry about Julio. Yeah.
Yeah, man, Roddy, my favorite Falcon of all time. That's my guy right there. Yeah,
he
man.
should be. He put the time in, and he was effective. Yeah, he played ball.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you've been like, we talked about Mike Penix. If you had to, take a guess on who you think the Falcons gonna roll out their game one, who would you think? Tua?
Is Penix healthy?
Penix. So we haven't seen him
know.
behind center. He's saying he's gonna be back. I haven't heard anything official from the Falcons that come training camp he's 100% good to go. So like you said, until then, everything has to lean towards Tua. But if the playing field was even, who do you think would potentially walk away with the job? You knowing what you at least seen from the two of them, Tua's time in and the short time we've seen MP9.
For me, I'm always gonna lean on the young guy. Hopefully, he's ready. If he wins the battle, I hope he does and he plays. because that means the success of the franchise going forward is really in good hands. So if they feel that he's good enough to beat out a veteran like Tua, I think it gives the team a little more of a spark going forward. Tua has a lot of tape out there. People knows his weaknesses. They knows his strengths. You don't really know that about Penix yet, right? Both lefties, which, is sort of unique. You never see an offense with two lefties. Right? So, you don't have to there's no change in, how the receivers catch the ball and, how they see the ball coming out of their hands, because it's really the same. So, for me, I would hope the young guy does well enough to win the job because of what it means for the future. But if Tua gets in there and plays like he did 2-3 years ago,
he gonna stick.
He could create some problems for teams. But again, there's a lot of tape out there on him. He's had his problems with injuries and this and that. So I'm always gonna lean. It's a young man's game. So if you can get your young players to play at a high level, then I'm gonna lean on that.
So let me ask you this: having you and your brothers, played at a high level, college, NFL. How special is it for A.J. Terrell and his younger brother, Avion Terrell, to be drafted both by the same team and now able to play together?
It's unreal. I played 1 year with my brother in the league.
That's awesome.
And I played with both my brothers my whole time in Georgia. So I know what it feels like to have your brother on the team.
Explain that. Explain, does that get y'all confidence level? Does that make everybody play better?
It's just a good feeling to have somebody you care about and that you grew up with connected to you. Now, I don't know how close the Terrells are to each other in age. I mean, what, 7-8 years?
I thought it was like 4 or 5.
It feels like
that. Yeah, but it could
A.J.
be more
Terrell
than
been
that.
around.
A.J. got drafted the COVID year.
So, what, is 6-7 years coming up?
Yeah,
okay.
It could be. Yeah.
So, there's a gap between me and my brothers were really close in age. So, I don't know their connection on that level, but to have your brother, I think for A.J., he's always going to feel like he can't let his brother outshine him on some level, but he's also going to want his brother to shine, So I believe, just from what I've seen, the younger boy is even more ready than the older, than AJ. And it just looks like he's just a little more technically sound. Now, AJ's a dog. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's a dog. But this young boy, I just can see, like, him leaning on his technique more. It almost reminds me of, how my son's progression is. Like, he really concentrates on technique. And I can see that from the young boy. Avion looks like it's a technician out there. And the moment you realize it's not just my athletic ability, it's really the way I move and what I'm looking at, where my eyes are. My technique is really what's gonna separate me from being a good corner or a great corner. And he's leaning on that. So I don't feel like there's gonna be any gap between when he becomes a really good corner in the league. I think it's gonna happen pretty fast. It's just, are they gonna give him a shot? Like, who's he competing with? Is that guy good enough to kind of win that battle? And he comes off the bench to start. I don't know. He looks like he could be a day one starter. From what I've seen,
yeah.
Now he got to go out there and do it.
Got to go out there and prove it.
Yeah, but I got very high hopes. I'm happy to see it because I think it's going to make AJ play even better. And I think ultimately that's what we're looking for. We want two studs outside, right?
100%.
We want two studs outside. And then, whoever that third guy, I know they got some guys that they can rotate and really fortify that secondary. But at the same time, man, with Bates back there and Terrell, all that experience, the young boy is in a good spot. And if he don't excel, I'd be very surprised.
Who did you go into the Hall of Fame with? Do you get to pick your jersey? Who was the team you represented? I think.
Oh, well, sort of. I mean, you got to think. I had no connection to Washington when I left.
Okay.
So I was a Bronco. And I went in with the team owner the same year. So it was inevitable I was going in as a Bronco. And, 10 years straight there, yeah.
So that's my next question, the Broncos, right? So you're royalty there, obviously. Sean Payton, the Broncos, they almost pulled it off last year to make it to the big dance. I think if it weren't for the quarterback I don't like to get injured, they probably would have gone up.
Quarterback you don't like.
I don't think he's better than Penix. I thought he got dogged out
love MP9,
with Georgia, and he's just. I think it's all Sean Payton. I think if he would have went to another place, he wouldn't be where he is now. Talk about Sean Payton and the Broncos, and how do you feel if they won a Super Bowl? Would you feel like you won a Super Bowl as well as Georgia?
I mean, even the one they won 2 years after I left, I felt
did.
like I won.
Okay.
Because I knew
They
so
did get
many.
one.
I knew so many guys on the team and in the organization. So it's bigger than just being there and putting the cleats on. You're so connected. So I was excited, like I was on the team. But you know, if they do it now, I'm even more excited because I'm even more into my fandom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a fanatic for my teams. But that team is built off their defense. Let's not get it twisted. The reason they almost won that AFC Championship game without their starting quarterback is because of that defense. Their offense has always tried to figure out who they are. You could tell they're trying to figure out what they lean on, who they are. So that progression, I mean, I don't know if y'all remember that game they won against the Giants. Like they were down. They scored 33 points in the second half to win that game. I think it was in the fourth quarter, to be honest. To win. So
bananas.
When you're winning games like that, your defense has to be legit. Like you got to get timely stops. You got to get turnovers. And that's why they're able to win those type of games. But I do feel like they're on the cusp of being an explosive offense. I agree with you. Bo Nix is not an elite quarterback yet. He's a very good quarterback that's close. And losing him hurt. But I expect another level this year. I know he works his butt off, and he's gotten better every year. But I expect him to go through the roof now. And, you know, with that defense, if they can keep that up, sky's the limit for that team. But I agree. Sean Payton has a lot to do with that. The leader he is and the championship pedigree. Yeah, that he's legit. He's been great for that franchise. But it's not all about him. That defense is really the ones you give all the credit to. Most of it, anyway.
Now, Champ, look, we getting ready to wrap up. We getting ready to shut everything down. I do want to, since we are talking about Bo Nix and Sean Payton gave up play calling. He went ahead and brought in someone else or passed it along to somebody.
See how long that lasts.
Yeah. Say he messed up one time.
Hey,
And Sean
I just
Payton,
know how he is.
Sean Payton going to be right back with the clipboard.
Absolutely.
But, man, did he take, I mean, I from what I saw in the national media, but you're closer to it, did he take some heat for Bo Nix getting hurt? Because it was just on a simple, just run it to the left and get down play, they end up hurting his foot. Did he take some heat on it? I know things happen. Things just happen. But did he take some heat for that in Denver?
You know, not really. You know, because I think, you know, you could get hurt doing anything in football, and, you know, you can run it to the bench. You know, it's so many ways to get hurt, and who would have thought that would be a play that,
yes,
you know, and it's unfortunate. It's just an unfortunate part of the game. I never heard anybody really talk about it like that. People made little comments, but nothing that really stuck. So to me, he dodged that bullet, and I don't feel like it. I never look at somebody like, why are you doing this if somebody gets hurt? Only because you can get hurt so many ways. And it's like, you just never know. You're just trying to win the game. And I think at that moment, yeah, maybe it was unnecessary, but he's trying to win the game. So, you know, I can't. He's never doing anything to lose. I'll tell you that. So for the sake of winning and what he's trying to do, so many moving parts, man. That can happen.
And so last question I personally want to ask, man, I want to shout out to JR Sports Brief again and the JR Sports Brief Sports Media account.
Yes, sir.
Doing really good things. You're a part of that. You're one of the sponsors, one of the people behind the sports media account. My son actually went to the camp this year, and he had a chance to ask you some questions, and he asked you, one of his questions was, who do you think the best corner is in the NFL right now? And your answer was very quick. Concise, like you didn't hesitate for speak on old PS2 as you call him. We know him as Pat Surtain II. Speak on him and how you feel about him and what makes him the best cornerback in the NFL right now. Yeah,
if you can build a corner, that's who you would turn out with is PS2, and it's really my. I got intrigued by him at Bama because I was just watching his technique. It was him and Stingley, actually. And they were just so smooth. And that's not something you do in college. And that told me, okay, whoever they've been training with has been teaching them how to play bump and run, how to how to read coverages, how to, just really rely on your technique. And that's why, I speak about Avion the way I do, because when you rely on your technique as a young player, because you're going to come in fresh, springy, you're going to be one of the better athletes on the team, but that's only going to take you so far. So when I see guys really leaning on, being a technician, I just know the ceiling is high. And this dude has not disappointed. When he got drafted, I was like, this dude could be a Hall of Fame corner. And people laughed at it. Like, I was really surprised, because I'm like, well, how do you not look at him and say that he could be as good or better than I was? Like, how do you say that or not see that? And he's not disappointed. The dude has been Defensive Player of the Year, been in the Pro Bowl pretty much every year he's been in the league. And he's doing things, and he's going to go down as one of the top 5 or 6 corners that ever played a game if he stays healthy. Yeah. Right? Health has to play a role in this, and he's been able to do that for the most part. And when you talk to him, he's about as humble and smooth and quiet as you want a guy on that level to be, because he's not going to let the noise bother him. He's not creating noise on his own, and he's going to let the main thing drive the ship. And that's his career and what he does on the field. And I've been impressed. I've been around him a few times. We've done some stuff together. So I know how he deals with people, that can't do anything for him. Yeah. Like how he treats people. Like, yeah, the dude sky's the limit. Like, you can just tell he's raised right. So, I got high hopes for him the rest of his career and post-career, man. The dude's he's an amazing person. I'm just happy to see him getting everything he's fighting for.
I love that.
Yeah.
I got a question. It's a fun question. It's never been asked on the Waterboyz Show. So it's going to be a tough question for you. All right. Mount Rushmore.
Ooh.
Who is the Mount Rushmore of all-time Georgia Bulldog players? Can't exclude yourself. Give me 4 of the greatest Bulldogs ever.
I can't exclude myself? I'm going to exclude myself. Dude, because
all right.
I'll let somebody else plug, but I'll give you 4 that I'm gonna say Kirby Smart.
Wow.
And we're talking about Georgia football as a whole, right? Like what he did as a coach. I mean, shoot.
Got 2 chips.
I mean, the way we put Vince Dooley on a pedestal, put this dude on 2 pedestals, right? I mean, look, it is what it is. You got to give Herschel Walker his praise. Nobody dominated the way he did. Now, I'm going to go to defense because I got to go there. And there's a guy that I think gets some props, but, man, can you remember how dominant David Pollock was?
David Pollock.
Dog, he was so dominant. I was like, this dude doing things DBs were doing, picking the ball off. I mean, his awareness. I hated that his pro career got cut short, because I was very excited to see what he was going to do at the next level. And then I'm going to go, we can go back, because I always got to pay homage to the guys came before us. I'm going to go Fran Tarkenton. And really because, he did it at both college and pro. I mean, the dude was legit.
I forgot he played at Georgia.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I didn't watch him play, but, you hear stories about him, and you obviously saw his highlights from pro days. So if I had to pick it, those would be my 4.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you can take a few out of there maybe and plug somebody in, but nobody can really argue with that list.
All right. Last question. Flats or drums?
Flats.
He a drum guy.
Yeah.
I'm a both.
He want one bone.
I'm a both guy.
I used to like the drums, but I like flats now.
Yeah, I like
flats. It
flats.
just seems like they hold a flavor better.
It feels like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the drums, it's all right. Yeah, if I had to choose, flats all day.
All right, Trey, take us on out, man.
Yeah, man, I'm a both kind of guy, man. Just put them on the plate, make sure they season well. You know what I'm saying? Smoke wings are actually my favorite type wings, hands down.
Absolutely.
Boy, give me a good smoked wing. But look, man, champ.
My dog.
Thank you, my guy. We appreciate
Always,
it,
man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Well, look,
Trendsetters.
ladies and gentlemen, once again, man, it's been a great episode of the Waterboyz Show, the new voice in Atlanta sports. We got the great Champ Bailey in the building, man. We appreciate each and every last one of y'all. And like we always say, the Waterboyz Show, we represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. So on behalf of myself, Trey, once again, like I said, Hall of Famer, defensive back extraordinaire, the great Champ Bailey, dog for life. Got my brother, B. Rich, the stylish one. We got Aaron, whoa, Pittman. What you say?
Hey, Champ, hold on.
That's a little bit of an inside joke.
Last night we was at the game, and like I told you, a lot of people came up to us, and he's like, "What's up, man? We mess with y'all." And then Aaron was like, "I'm Aaron Won't Pittman." This dude was like, "What?" He about to get jumped on.
I better give my dog his own segment.
Yeah, man. Hey, look,
Tell him to hook it up.
We would, Champ. The only thing we've done the analytics, and we've seen that whenever he shows his face, we lose five subscribers
Every time. So we just lost a total of 20.
Hey, man, we lose.
Hey, tell them what you gained though. Tell them what they gained though. Look at that. See?
Intro.
Big time.
Hey, man, and of course we got Doug in the building. We got our young guy Caleb over here in the building, man. Shout out to Mario T, Terry, my boys, Christian Carter, Stiller Mike, Deggy fell through the other day, man. And so look, you already know we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And thank you for every last person that's watching this. You can catch us on our YouTube channel, Waterboyz Show 404. But you can catch this episode like you're watching now and many other episodes on the Big Facts Network as well. All right, the Waterboyz Show, we are out.
Kill the camera.